Hey guys, Kirk from Time Machine Transport. So I just on my way back from the VA, and I was listening to some of this stuff on this Trump with the generals in Quantico with Pete Hegseth. So I listened to this one channel. Idiotic as fuck. So they're talking about how Hegseth called all these generals to Quantico, and it's like 800 generals and admirals. Excuse me, whatever the case is. First off, people are saying, well, why can't they just do this on, Zoom, or, like we're just going to put everything on Zoom, right? Well, not personally, the only thing that makes sense is, first off, he's going to fire all these generals because they want to reduce the command hierarchy. They want to reduce it down another 20%. So you're going to literally call all these generals and admirals from around the world, mind you. You're going to call them to Quantico, excuse me, to say you're fired. No, first off, when you're in a command position like that, you don't get fired. You get relieved of your command, right? So you're not getting fired. You've outlasted your expiration date. So as far as him having this big ass rendezvous with these generals to say you're fired, what that absolutely makes no fucking sense whatsoever. Another thing, they're not in Quantico. So if you have Hegseth, the Minister of War, or the Secretary of War, no longer the Secretary of Defense, and then you're going to have Trump there on top, isn't that kind of a security risk? Like, you're announcing everything before it. I mean, if your foreign adversaries wanted to take out everybody in the higher echelon or the hierarchy or whatever, wouldn't that be the best time to do it? I mean, that just doesn't make any sense. So this, and then, you got all these fucking yahoos out here saying, oh, it's because he's taking a page out of Hitler's book or itinerary, whatever the situation was in like 1934 or something like that, where Adolf said, I want you to be completely loyal to me, not the motherland, whatever the case is. So I did a video a while back that said they will turn on Trump, and that's exactly what people are doing. They're turning on Trump. Well, the economy's still shit. Me being a truck driver and a veteran, the fuel prices not have stayed about the same, gone down a little bit from the past administration, and the inflation's still there, and expensive food, and just everything is very expensive, right? So and one of my family members said this, I don't know, a few months back. He hasn't even been He hasn't even been in office in a year, or he hasn't been in office a year. That's what I mean to say. Sorry. And what has changed? And the family member that said it was, because fuel price, well, they said gas prices, they don't say fuel prices. If you're a trucker, you'd say fuel. Even my wife says fuel now. Hi, baby girl, I love you. Oh, damn, that car is fucked up. Phew, fly right off the track. I'm like a fucking ADHD person or whatever, you know, everybody's diagnosed now, right? Like, I'll drive by a fucking, you know, pet warehouse, be like, I want to go pet a puppy. So, you know, so back to the family member, they're like, well, you know, what has he done so far? And they voted for him. We voted for him. I don't believe he's the savior. I've said that in several videos. I don't believe that he's the cure-all. I believe he is up there with the other politicians. But that said, you still should vote, even though I don't think that our vote counts. But it's still your duty to vote. So, again, fucking totally derailed. Boop! Right off the track. So these people that are turning on him, you know, nothing's changed. Like this one lady, she says, you know, he has, Trump said that, you know, they saved all this money on this and the tariffs, and she goes, what is he doing with all that money? Where is he putting it? Where is he spending it? He ain't spending shit. I mean, he's the commander-in-chief. He's the president of the United States of America, the best country in the world. But he doesn't have control of all that stuff. He's putting certain things, you know, in place. And these same people, mind you, these same knuckleheads are sitting out there saying, oh, he's taking a page out of Hitler's playbook on, you know, you're going to be loyal to me, you are my generals, you are my army, and that MAGA's going to have this huge, you know, militia and all this other stuff, and that's why he's calling all these generals to Quantico so that they can basically bow down to him and show allegiance to him, not the United States. Man, get out of here with that bullshit. You know, you are sitting there, and I mean, you're going to bring all these generals to say you're fired? No, that doesn't make any sense. And you don't get fired from that kind of position anyways. You're relieved of your duty. And why do you have to call them all there to say that? You could just relieve them at their base, at their post, on their ship, whatever the case is. You can go ahead and do all that stuff ahead of time. You don't need to fly them all to Quantico to, you know, to prove a point. That makes absolutely no sense, complete nonsense. This, and everybody's just speculating, but my speculation on this is the U.S. has been infiltrated, and has been infiltrated for a long time. If you do this major meeting or show of force with all these generals, and you do it on a Zoom call, it's probably hacked. So the U.S. has very, very good intelligence. You know, Israel's got Mossad, which is a very, very, I guess, ruthless but very accurate intelligence. So you don't think that the U.S. has the exact same thing? So Trump, Hegseth, the upper echelon of the United States, says, we know we've been infiltrated, and we know that we can't just do things on a Zoom call, something this important, because, yeah, I'm wearing a pink watch. Does not mean I'm not a man. Nice watch, though. I love it. So if you don't want to make your information public, or it's supposed to be they're not doing an allegiance to, oh, they're going to bow down to the Trump, bow to the Trump, bow to the Trump. No, man. This has got to be something like all eyes or eyes only, ears only. There's nothing on Zoom. Like, yeah, but I mean, they normally do it on a Zoom call. I mean, it's anytime you're dealing with that high up in the military and the government, everything's secured lines. Everything's this, everything's that. So by him flying in, or Pete Hegseth flying in all these generals, that just tells you one thing. We have already been infiltrated. Our private lines or secured lines are not private and they're not secure anymore. So the only thing you can do to pass on important intelligence or important orders or whatever the case is, it's eyes and ears only. That's it. There's nothing else makes sense. Why they would do this? First off, somebody obviously, somebody leaked the information, what's going on, whatever the case is. And if you can't even fly in 800 generals from around the world without that going public, without that being, read out to the world, do you think that you're going to trust a fucking Zoom meeting? No, man, it's not going to happen. It won't happen. So the U.S. is doing this. Trump is doing this. Hegseth is doing this because this is eyes and ears only. And they know that we're infiltrated. So that kind of tells me a couple things. Is this really, this WW3 event, is it really going to happen? Maybe. I'm okay with that. I don't mind going to the glory land. I don't mind going and playing in God's backyard, if that's the direction that I'm going. But you're doing this, so is it really that time? Or now with this whole government shutdown thing, possibly at midnight on Wednesday of this week, which today's the 29th, so the 1st of October. Tomorrow's 30th, or is it 31 days in? Anyways, they have until midnight Wednesday morning to decide whether they're going to shut the government down or not. Well, what better way to shut a government down is, take out everybody who opposes this country with all the, what do they call it, treason. If you know for a fact that you have all these politicians committing treason, well, are you just gonna do a Zoom meeting that your secure lines are all infiltrated? No, because you're giving them a heads up. I'm kind of 50-50 on everything. So it's I truly hope that this, and I've said this is one of two, it can go one of two ways. Either Trump is one of them and we're all going down for the count, or two, he really is a white hat, and I'm wearing a white hat. But if he truly is a white hat, and this maybe is the day of reckoning for all the treasonous POSs that are in our country, in our government, so on and so on. Well, you got to get you got to get all these generals that run the operation to Quantico or to wherever they're going. I don't think it's at Quantico. I could be wrong. I don't know that stuff. But you need to get all your top generals and all the people that run your military. You need to get them and say, hey, listen, this is eyes and ears only, and nothing leaves this room, whatever the case is. And this is what's going down. We have all these people that we're going to arrest and indict, whatever the case is. You know, it just doesn't make any sense that Trump is doing this for these generals and these admirals to, you know, vow their loyalty to him. Almighty the Trump and this and that. Like that's why we're doing this, to show allegiance to him and not the U.S. That's absolute nonsense. Absolute. That is just that liberal bullshit going on. That is not happening. It's eyes and ears only. And if you're going to fire, which they don't do, but if you're going to relieve somebody of their command, you're just going to let them know. I mean, why give them this warning? None of it makes sense. So these fucking yahoos that are, he's calling them to fire them. No, he's calling them because, it's going down a completely different way. That's my thought on it. Of course, I don't have a fucking crystal ball, nor does anybody. So get that nonsense out of your mind. It's not him firing some generals. It's not it's not the allegiance to the Trump. It has everything to do with eyes and ears only. They know that their secure lines are infiltrated or hacked or whatever you want to call it. And it needs to be said directly to them so that nobody knows what the plan is. And I truly believe that, I believe it. I hope and pray to God that this is really the day of reckoning, and that's the reason why this is all eyes and ears only. So, anyways, I'm almost home. Been battling fucking rush hour traffic for a minute, and haven't done a video in a while, but I just wanted to put it out there. Leave some comments in the comments section, whatever the case is. I hope this video finds you well, and just pay attention to everything that's going on around the world. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Ciao.